It says I'm live here, but oh, I don't know. Just got off work hours ago, but it's had its effect. And I promised myself I would go out into the yard to visit those cold hardy fruit trees of mine. They survived through this winter. This winter went down to, what was it, 6 degrees. It went down to 6 degrees, and all my plants, all of them made it through it. So that's how it works, folks. And I sprayed all my trees down with it was organic. It was called an dormancy oil. And so I sprayed it down with. And I had to do it because I've had too many experiences in the spring where the fruit is just eat up by bugs. As soon as they come out, that they're eaten up. So what I did was I turned around and made it work. I turned around and made everything work. I went out there, got off my can, and I went and sprayed my trees down. Didn't want to do it, but I did it. And it came out real good. Peach trees, pear trees, let's see, peach trees, pear trees, and what was the other thing I hit there? I hit all of the apple trees, definitely all the apple trees. So we'll see how this works out. Now I'm gonna go back out for other treatments because you have to do that to make certain that you smothered all of these insects out. And I definitely did the cherry trees, plum trees, pear trees. I think, did I mention cherry? Yeah, cherry trees are there. And I also sprayed the and I have a whole bottle of, I found in my collection a whole bottle of it's called neem oil, but I have the pure neem oil. I don't have what they sell at what they call it not Walmart, but what they have at Lowe's. I have the actual 100% neem oil, and it's good for killing insects, good for killing certain diseases that may, try to infiltrate your fruit trees or any kind of bush you may have. You can use this on that. So I did good. I sprayed everything down today. I was supposed to have done it at 12, but I was asleep. Not gonna lie to you, I was asleep. My voice is real deep when I first wake up. That's amazing. Oh man. But at any rate, I have something else going on, which is I sent a number of videos up, and I'm gonna put some more up today. I bought so much fertilizer, and it is a crime because I took everything they had in their whole shelf. I took everything. Went back. First one day I went back and got about like 8-9 bags, 4-pound bags, and then something said go back and get the rest of those 20 bags. And I went back and got them. So I have literally a shelf, nice size shelf, filled with all different kind of fertilizer. It looked like a store shelf. And then I went and bought some more, and I have no room for any of to go on the shelf. So that's how that's done, folks. I said, like Barry White would say, I said, I'm gonna love you a little more each day, baby. And I really got the fertilizer this year. I think I did this last year as well. Yeah, I did it last year. I bought a whole bunch of fertilizer, but it was like mixed. It was like different types of different brands of fertilizer. Everything. I bought 4-pound bags. What is this I did? Dr. Joel. I bought a number of these bags. Why they was on clearance, I do not know. but they were. And then even down to, you remember these bags. Here we go. You remember these bags. These bags here, I bought so many of these bags. And these are blood meal. I couldn't find a bone meal. If it was bone meal, I would have found that too, but didn't find a bone meal, only the big bags like this here. These are 4 pound bags. I got about 8 of these. I think they were like $1.90. They usually go for about $10. And the other one, I bought that in 4 pound bag. I guess I got about 15 of these. My goodness. And then I went to the store yesterday and loaded up the cart with more. There were so many bags in the car. I wonder, I go into the same store, which was, what they call that store? Home Depot. But I got tired, and for a while I didn't go for a walk. I kept going and nothing was there. So yesterday something said, go there because you need to get some fruit tree spray. And I got there, and they didn't have, because I only want the natural stuff. But here's what I did. When I went over to the clearance section, you got to go to the clearance section. When I went to the clearance section, you could even ask the worker in the store where the clearance section is for, the garden department, because you don't want to be walking around the store, you don't see it, at Home Depot. So I went to the clearance section, and there it was, folks, 2 shelves of marked down fertilizer. Did not have the price with it. Price wasn't there. I looked and I said, well, maybe I can go to my phone and scan it, but I didn't know which scanner. I didn't know which Walmart scanner. Home Depot scanner. So I said, okay, scratch that. Grab 3 bags of mixed fertilizer. Take it to someone that's walking around the store with a scanner. And I saw a guy, and he said, "Swoop." He said, that's $2.80. And I knew that bag went for $11. Other one is, "Swoop." He said, that's $1.90. And I walked away from him. No, I ran away from him smiling. I said, all right, thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a great day. All right now. And I left. I grabbed a cart. I rolled it over there. And it was a family getting ready to walk over to the section nearby where I was working. I parked the cart in front of it and started raking it in the cart. Yes, it did look kind of, messed up, but I raked all of it in the cart. Over, I think it was like $100, $110 worth of product. There, mind you, these are $2.80 a piece. So I went ahead and cleaned up everything. And then I came back the next day because something kept bugging me while I was at the store. He had a number of these packages here. These all-purpose deals. I came back and I took all of these. I took every last one of these. And there was a whole bunch of these in there. I think it was about 20 bags or something like that. I came back the next day because I kept sitting there at work thinking, you should have got those. You should have got those. They're going to sit there. You should have got those. And I added up my budget, looked at it, and I said, go back and get the rest of these. And I came back up there. The lady saw so many of these bags in the cart. She didn't bother to count them all and say, no, she didn't let me stand there and ring them up. She said, nope, this guy's going to be all day. Because you got some of the people that got a certain look, they're going to be all day. So what you do is you walk over to the cart, you count all their bags. They're all the same, so you count them all. And then once you count them, you put the price in of what they are. No, you scan one bag. You scan one bag. And once you scan one bag, you set. Now, this fertilizer here, it says here, and this is perfect. Tomatoes and vegetable plant food. That's what it says here. And it shows These are made from leftovers, our products, your garden, whatever it is, your garden. So this is a product that either the company's going out of business or something like that. But I got it. It makes sensible living easy. And it says here this is 546. That's what the makeup of this is. It says for container plants, vegetable beds, and all that kind of good stuff. The normal stuff that these are made for. And I didn't see them stocking anymore on the shelf. So I left that store and went to another Home Depot a few miles up the road. I went to that one. I said, score on that one too. I said, go right up there and score on that one too. So I did it, folks. I got it all set up. I got enough fertilizer probably for about 6 years or more. And plus, I'm working on a technique of this year because I do what they call no-dig gardening. So I'm going to loosen the soil up like I do every year. I'm loosening it up with a fork. That means I don't turn the soil over and none of that crazy stuff. I loosen it up with a fork. Once the soil becomes workable, because right now I just went out there and did the trees with dormancy spray, and the soil is relatively muddy. It is. It's definitely muddy. So what I'm going to do is make certain that when I do use these chemicals, that I'm only, not chemicals, but I use these products here that, I mean, because they were basically free. So you got to look at it this way. They were selling an $11 bag for under $2. You can't leave that sitting in the shelf. You can't. You can't. You cannot do that. Should be some kind of law against it, but not fertilizer. You don't leave good brand name fertilizer. But okay, like this one here. I bought a number of these. They're little spikes that go in the ground. There's about 50 of them in each bag. These normally go for about $7 or $8 per bag. 60 cents. 60 cents per bag. Absolutely right. I dumped the whole remainder of that in there. Absolutely. Absolutely. I cleaned it up. Blood meal. Blood meal. You use them for nitrogen in the garden. I'm telling you something. Everything in your garden pretty much loves nitrogen. Cleaned all of them off the shelf. That's what I did. I had to go get one of them flatbeds to put all my fertilizer on. I rolled up to the line when I bought those. These right here I bought in the dead of winter. There was ice everywhere. Nothing was moving. I cleaned that shelf out of this. But I was kind of still sad that I didn't run across the, what they call that stuff. I didn't run across any bone meal. Someone came there, because you can see the whole line of about 15 bags of bone meal was emptied out. Who would just buy bone meal? I was thinking, without grabbing blood meal. So I went there and I did what I did. You know, I got all of that. Now, feeding just the plants this year. That's what I'm focusing on. Feeding. I'm not feeding weeds. I don't want to feed weeds. Weeds are experts at getting soil, nutrients. They're experts at it. They were born and raised in that particular type of soil. So I'm looking at it that way. They're experts. So what I'm doing now is hitting them hard, and all I'm hitting is what I want. All I want to do is feed my plant. So I'm using an injection type of system that I'm going to use for my plants. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail because if it does not work, that's one thing. But I'm testing it out this year. I'm actually going to inject my fertilizer uh, with the nutrients it needs. I'm not going to be sprinkling around the plant and all that. I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do that because I got to look at it there and I said that's a perfect opportunity for weeds to get fed. Is when you do it in that manner. But if you inject the fertilizer in, you and keep in mind I'm using multiple levels. This right here is a fertilizer that I made up. Let me see if you can see that. Let me get my here. This is only for my seedlings. I am using this that I mixed up fertilizer. It's a lot of it here. This is more than what I actually need, but I made it and I put on the front there plant food. So in case I forget later, I tend to do that. Forget later. This mixture, let me see how it smells. It should stink. No, not too bad. I have the best of the best of the best of out of fertilizers in here, and and I'm dying to try that because I'm thinking that if you take the seedlings and give them the best food, it's just my thinking now. You give them the best food because the biggest dog out there right now, when people go buy what they call seed starter, medium, when they buy that, they usually go run by something like a Miracle Grow or something like that. Please, I'm not paying them for that. I know how to make that stuff. Then they add fertilizer to it, and and they say it's one of the best. That you can buy from a store, but like if you're a professional grower, like a marijuana grower or cannabis grower, they go to certain stores and you get the best of fertilizers that they know has a proven track record. You can actually go there and talk to people and have them point you in the right direction. You can't do that at a garden supply store. You just can't do it. The people that work there run the register. They bring their pallets and stuff in. They know nothing about those products. They know nothing about those plants that are in there. If you do run across one or two, you're lucky. If you run across one or two in the garden department that know a little something. But for the most part, when I go into the garden department at these stores, I mean, the people are crowded around me asking me questions about how you do this and what is this fertilizer good for? And, should I get these two trees or things like that? And I tell them the truth. And then I have the salesperson on most occasions, he'll walk up or she'll walk up and they will ask, they'll be standing there while I'm asking the question. And they say, one actually said, I should have got the information from you. I said, I didn't know that's what those three numbers are for. Oh, okay. I said, yeah, just remember the first number is for the vegetative growth. The second number is for the roots. And then the third number is for all around. I said for the roots and also the vegetation growth. So I said those numbers tell you basically what the fertilizer is designed to help encourage. Because fertilizer, a lot of people think fertilizer make food grow, and it doesn't make food grow. All it does is encourage food or plant, to go in a certain direction. It does not make the plant grow. It doesn't do that. Because if a plant gonna live, it's gonna live, it's gonna die, it's gonna die. Fertilizer won't help that. But if you definitely go there and say to yourself, all right, I want this plant to produce blooms. Well, then you get a fertilizer that is very much concentrated on certain makeup of it to stimulate, to encourage blooms. So fertilizer is fertilizer. You could actually take fertilizer and that says it's designed for flowers and grow your vegetable gardens because it has a makeup that stimulates blooms. So if you give it to a squash plant, it's going to help it do what? Encourage blooms. This has been the Morning Gardener. Thank you very much.